we ain't magic racists.
We're not magic racists. We're the classic kind.
Hello, Internet. Now please, hold on to your butt, as two comedians attempt to talk about serious subjects in a not-so-serious manner. From the mysterious to the utterly vicious, everything is fair game. This is the Kill Them With Comedy podcast, featuring true crime, amazing events, conspiracies, unsolved mysteries, and an array of weird and wonderful topics, all for your enjoyment. You're welcome.
And that proves that even people that you would trust with your life can, at some point, go fucking crazy.
We can just have this as very loosely formatted, hardly even start any kind of intro or anything. We're just gonna we're gonna chill record today, guys, because it's warm. It is weirdly muggly warm today.
We're all sweaty.
Muggly warm, not in the Harry Potter sense as well. That's the cool way. It's muggly in the it's smoggy like China's smoke right now, but China's atmosphere.
We ain't magic racists.
we're not magic racists. We're the classic kind. As you were saying, if you're going to go Lord of the Rings, definitely I can see that being racist.
Yeah, definitely. It's offensive, man. You shouldn't be doing that to orcs.
I mean, to be fair, the film itself, watching people walk along for 9 hours all in all with all of the films together, that's offensive full stop, just to me as a person having to watch it.
Yeah, it's even longer on the extended editions as well, isn't it? It's like 11 hours or something stupid like that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna Google it and find out, because we need to know how ridiculous this is.
Yeah, that's one thing we definitely need to know in life, how long Lord of the Rings was. People that have watched them all, to be fair, they do need to know how long it is for the lawsuit that they should try and do to get their time back.
Yeah.
Because that is time.
11 hours and 20 minutes, Carl.
Ugh.
At some point, we have to do a stream that is just us forced to watch that for 11 hours and 20 minutes.
I don't know if I could do it.
You get a, well, let's work it out, like a 12-minute-ish break between each one.
Woo.
A 20-minute break, actually, because you could do the first one, 20-minute break, second one, 20-minute break, third one, 20-minute break, and then it all comes in under a nice 12 hours. How about that, Carl? How about we do that for charity, Carl?
If we got, I would only do that, if we got plenty of donations beforehand. If we got plenty of donations beforehand and we knew we weren't doing it for free, well, for nothing at the time, then I would do it. But
it'd have to be at least $1,000. It would have to be at least £1,000 for me to want to sit there and do it for 11 hours and 20 fucking minutes.
And if it gets to like a really high point as well, then maybe we have to include like the Hobbit as well.
Yeah.
But that would be ridiculous. That's like one book that's split into 3 films, isn't it?
Yeah, and it should have only really been split into 2. And they tried to shoehorn a load of shit from Lord of the Rings into it, and it's like, that ain't necessary, motherfucker.
No, that film in general didn't seem necessary.
Nah, well, the weird thing is I kind of like The Hobbit as a story because it's a bit more personal, whilst like Lord of the Rings is all very much the elves and the dwarves and the humans and Gondor and Rohan and,
It's like Game of Thrones, is it? In the sense there's loads of different sides. I haven't even watched it all the way through, and I pride myself on that. I've seen. What was that? Sorry.
So you pride yourself on it. Like, I've never seen that shit, and I'm never gonna.
Yeah, I've never seen Fellowship of the Ring all the way through. I've seen like half of 2 towers, I think. So 1 tower.
Yeah. That's all you need.
I think I saw some of Return of the King, but I know I didn't finish it, and I didn't want to finish it. I didn't want to start it, but I did.
Why would you start it if you haven't finished the previous film? Like, if
I didn't give a shit to begin with.
You're like, I don't give a crap about continuity. This is all bullshit to me.
Yeah, basically. So normally that would be the case. I would never go and see the third one before seeing the other ones all the way through. But I didn't care before. I wasn't going to care after. I definitely wouldn't care in the middle of. Well, I would care while I was there watching it because I was stuck watching it.
Yeah.
I was in the cinema and I think I just left. I don't think I even watched another film. I think I was just done with films,
Jesus.
watching that. So fuck The Hobbit. I mean, that's just a little extra bit they threw in there. The only good bit about that is Jason Nesbitt.
Oh yeah, Nesbitt's weird though. He looks strange.
Yeah. But all the dwarves have got giant feet, don't they? So he couldn't even have cold feet in that.
For fuck's.
Dum 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 dum. Well, the American viewers, listeners, right now, like, I don't get it. Well, the English viewers are like, I get it, but it was shit, and I'm happy.
Yeah. I never actually watched Cold Feet.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't really remember. I don't remember it too well. It was one of them ones that was just on when I was younger. My mum used to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of those ones where you just go, I remember that from childhood times.
Yeah. Like, what ones? I think about it recently, like The Bill. The Bill was always on.
Oh, da 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 da
Da, 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 da. No, isn't that Holby City or something?
Oh, that's that. I don't know actually. What was the bill again?
Da, 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 da,
Da
da,
da 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 da.
Yeah, God, that's sad.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That was when they did it at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh shit.
I wanted to think of some others, but I'm really happy I can't think of any now.
Yeah. Oh no, there's not that many, are there?
I can remember some more classic sitcoms that Mum used to watch. I think my dad used to. I'm not too sure.
I remember The Good Life. That was one.
That was one recently that I've seen a few times. I never watched the
It's fucking beautiful.
A great theme tune from an old program, One Foot in the Grave.
One foot in the grave.
One foot in the grave. And then you wanna one foot in the grave.
Yeah.
I understand it's really hard to stop when you start, isn't it? When you do that.
Oh, I didn't mute that one. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm enjoying my tea still, and nothing can stop that.
That's good.
I'm loving my tea. I suppose I should slightly introduce the episode. Welcome everyone to episode 32 of the Killed Them with Comedy podcast, the show where two comedians attempt to talk about serious subjects in a not so serious manner. To be fair, these subjects this week aren't that serious, but they're interesting in my opinion. Maybe not in the majority of people's opinion. I'm not too sure. I'm not selling it very well. I'm not trying to. But I am joined. I am one of your co-hosts, the comedian babyface and all-around lovable dickhead, Kd Hinken, joined as always by the man of 1,000 voices, and not all of them are in his head. Some of them are written on his arm, some are up his sleeve, some are up his tiny, tiny butthole. Please welcome Mr. Nathan Parish.
Yeah, the ones that are up my butthole tend to be sort of, raspy or squeaky. And they don't say a lot of things. Yeah, often do. Yeah.
Bit spiky. Rather horny.
Yeah.
So how are you doing, sir? How has your week been? Have you got actually, I suppose what we should do before we get going, actually, we should mention any upcoming gigs we have first of all. So do you want to mention any, or do you want me to go first and you can check yours?
Yeah, you go ahead. I think I know mine actually this time, which is weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have got them here. I feel like there is one I've forgotten up here, but I might be wrong actually. But I've got coming up next, got Bushfest. I can't say it properly. On Sunday, the 18th of July. So that's like 9 days away now. I think it was the Sunday was the 18th, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, same day as you.
I believe so. Yeah.
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 But it's a Sunday around the 18th. If it's not the 18th,
Yeah.
but
Either way, we're on the same one. Yeah.
I'm on the 8:10. We'll find out from Nathan in a moment what time he is on. That is in Crazily Heath at the Hollybrush Art Centre, and then I'll be performing for Glass Eye Comedy on the 6th of August. Performing for Glass Eye Comedy at the Royal George. That will be in Ipswich, and that's at 8 p.m. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be nice to try out a new area. I haven't been to Ipswich for anything before, so that'll be cool.
That's gonna be fucking badass, man.
Yeah, man. Gonna enjoy that.
Yeah.
Get myself a hotel to stay at.
That's fucking luxury, mate.
Yeah, nice cheap hotel though, because I'm not made of money.
Well, yeah.
Pre-order that shit early, get a nice cheap one. You banging? You good?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't say you could go yet.
Oh.
Okay, now you can go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Bit of Dutch courage. I
had a lot of sugar today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm blasted.
When I get blasted, I get more energetic weirdly. So same.
Yeah. Yes, I have 3 shows coming up on the docket so far. I've got one on the 15th where I'm maybe emceeing, I think, but I'm not sure. It's sort of a practice run as King Leo emceeing, so we'll see how that goes and see if I can get anything that actually works that I can take down to later on in the month. But I am, as Carl says, at the Bush during Bushfest at 7 p.m. So just before Carl on Sunday the 18th. So yeah, Sunday the 18th is definitely when we're both there. And that's going to be worth a goddamn look, because there's going to be so many goddamn comedians on that day. Like, Bushfest is awesome. And I
always especially enjoy the last day as well, because it's just a culmination of it all too.
Yeah,
everyone's seen a lot of stuff,
crazy.
But yeah, they've had like 2 days of drinking already. So the third day, everyone's kind of. Although Saturday, you imagine would be the kind of dip day, just in regards to your drunkenness and the energy, maybe. But it'll be a nice chill day on Saturday. So Sunday, you're going to pop up again a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. I
might be thinking too much about it, but what's new?
Either way, we're gonna rock the mic, and we're gonna rock the mic hard, because we're bringing our A game. A motherfucking game, son.
I might bring my B game just because my A game's still. What am I on about? Every game is an A game for me. What am I talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Goddamn, what are you talking?
What the fuck am I talking about? I'm an A-star walking game. Bitch, please.
So if you do have any B material, remember to always set it up as an A, then a B, then a B, then an A. Because not only is it setting up your good stuff either end of it, but also it spells ABBA. And it's a band. Not even a joke. That's a build it yourself joke. That's basically a Dairy Lee lunchable joke. I've given you all the pieces, just put them together in a way that feels nice.
So build your own dildo.
Yeah, build your own dildo sounds like an interesting concept. It's those ones that you can get, isn't it? Where you just stick a dick in it and let it harden for a bit, and then like put it, and then it's a mold for the fucking thing. Have you not seen those?
I don't know. You put a dick in it and let it harden for a bit. It's like a mold for it. Are you just describing the vagina right now? I'm confused.
No, for fuck's sake, Carl. So basically, what you do is you get this little cube and you fill it with like a gel, and then you stick your dick while hard in the gel.
Make your own dildo thing, where you can make a of your winky.
Yeah, exactly. So that, I mean, it's a thing. That's what I'm saying. It's
for someone like me though, if I'm with a woman and she's, like dealing with it already, she's not gonna then want to get a plaster cast of it, because she'll want one. If she's using a dildo, she'll want at least an adequate one. I mean, my penis is huge, really.
Yeah, mine is also huge, and totally.
That's the problem. That's what I meant.
Not weird looking.
Yeah.
It's
too big, so they need an adequate one. It'll fit properly.
Yeah, one that's adequate to its size.
And it's also, the girl I'm talking about is a Yorkshire Terrier.
Oh dear.
I was going to say Shih Tzu. And for some reason I thought of the one dog I actually do have. A Yorkshire Terrier.
Yorkshire Terrier.
That's why he's called Spike.
Oh dear God.
God, what is wrong with me today? Here's
Are
what
you-
happens
are
when I'm
you-
tired.
Yeah. Are you Carl the Impaler?
Oh, cow stick impaler. Carly
Oh,
injector.
shit. Oh yeah, and then before I
Yeah,
forget,
you got another gig, yeah?
yeah, final gig is going to be Faversham Fringe, which I'm putting together. I asked a couple of comedians and Carl, and then unfortunately they told me it's a bad idea, and I feel really dickish about that. But regardless,
Fine. I was just pointing at the fringe when you said fringe. I was trying to
yeah,
visually
yeah.
help.
But I do feel bad about that. But anyway, regardless, we are going to be there. It's going to be me, Richard Dad, Leanne Easthope. We're going to be putting on about 15 minutes of comedy each, and then there is going to be a MC in the form of King Leopold Bucket IV, the bucket-wearing king with the bucket-shaped bling. He's going to be live for the first time in his life, followed by multimedia sessions, a short sketch in the form of a BAMT sketch, and then finishing off the night with a oh yeah, that's what you can be involved in, Carl. Carl.
Hello.
Do you want to be in a Hit My Dick music video?
Hell to yeah.
Yes.
Of course I'll be involved in that.
Yeah. Okay. Then that is the way it shall be. I'm going to be filming it sometime over the next week or so. I'll let you know when and where. I'll give you a lift over, all that kind of shit. And we'll film ourselves a fucking music video. It's going to be sweet, man.
That sounds absolutely great by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But it is at the Faversham Fringe. If I go to the event, I can tell you exactly where. But I fucked that up because I'm a fucking moron.
Welcome to my life, sir.
Welcome.
It is a fun world. We have a clubhouse with white padded walls.
Yeah, it's the Faversham Fringe Light on August the 1st at Baltic House at 7:30, I believe it is. Yeah, 7:30. Post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse presents my first ever Fringe show, my first ever full-blown production of any kind, realistically. So
I do like how they call it the Fringe Light as well. I like that.
Yeah, because they can't do the full-size one, so it's all at one venue. It's just the Fringe Light.
Oh, is that what? Oh, okay. How many days is it all in all then, I think?
Oh, it's 3 days. 3 days in all. There's loads of acts. Loads and loads of acts.
If I can get down there, I'll come down to it still.
Yeah, just listing some of the names I do and do not know. There is Matt Wills. There's Adam Morris Jones. There's Kim Nash. There's Harron Mashod. There's Fiona Ridgewell. There's the Deathbed Poet. There's Sasha Ellen. There's Ribs Norman. There's Akio Fandom. Glamour Masala. Having a Crack with Jack. There's Orkwardian. There's I love that. There's Stella Graham. There's Post-Apocalyptic Metal Treehouse Presents. There's Another Pun Bites the Dust Retrosexual with Steve McLean. There's so many great shows.
Each one of them with different shows then.
Oh yeah. There's and that's not all of them. That's not all of them. I was skipping over about half. It is a hell of a weekend. Starting on Friday, ending on Sunday. Come the fuck along and see some live comedy. It's going to be beautiful, people.
And where was that again? The name of it? Favesome.
That's Faversham in Kent, and it's at the Baltic House, which I'm assuming is a bar or restaurant or some kind. But we've got two different stages there going on. There is the outside stage, which I will be on, and then there's the inside stage, which other people will be on, swapping between the two throughout the night. So you're always getting your flow of comedy. There's never a moment when comedy ain't coming right at you.
It's always
beautiful.
flowing.
Yeah.
It's like my creative geniusness.
Goddamn right, Carl.
And
God
talking
damn
about
right.
that, and talking about your stuff too, if you yourself, Nathan, or anyone out there listening ever needs any kind of graphic design in work done, anything at all, or any creative consultancy, if you need a logo design and you need an item, you need a poster, you need a thumbnail, anything at all, they're brand new, and I don't know how I was going to word that then. The newly branded, that's a better way to put it. KD Creative Media Productions has you covered.
Oh, love
Now
it.
supported by the new enterprise allowance scheme.
Hey!
Got some actual
Yes!
money behind me. Got
Yes!
some proper stuff behind me now. Yeah, so that's going to be getting good over the next few weeks, that is.
Yeah, mate.
Next few months, more so.
Nice. I like it.
Great, man. How much stuff they've got going on, like, and like business plans I've got, like, and I've got like seminars for market research coming up. It's nice, man. There's so much there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good
Weird.
shit. It's good shit.
It's-
I keep
starting
thinking
to
I
work,
need
it's
to get
strange.
myself. Yeah. I think I need to get myself signed up to do a business course, like just a basic ass A-level business course, just so that I got something else sort of to go like, okay, I got that. Because like
Yeah.
I learned a bit from the Prince's Trust, but I didn't learn all of the like details of like how to cross and dot all the I's and T's and shit. You know what I mean?
But you could still
But
go for that thing as well that I'm doing now.
I could do actually, yeah. I
Because
could do. It's not a bad idea.
I think it's over 30. It didn't actually mention about anything about over 30s, but knowing that I'm over 30, you probably wouldn't have to mention it. But I don't know. I never saw anything about that anyway.
Yeah.
And it's essentially like around, well, I won't get into numbers, but just extra money each like month, like, and like I said, there's loads of other shit too.
Yeah.
And anything I've seen from business, because my brother did business, he said it's like just basically logical thinking, and the way me and you think, I think works quite well for business, because it is just a case of looking at something, thinking logically about it, and then
It sort of is, but I've found it so difficult to get any traction with decent input on editing jobs and things like that. I've had a certain amount, and then it's just died off completely.
Well,
and
I think that's the problem. Like when, like, because you probably like myself, it's been mainly like put towards like comics and musicians and stuff, and they're always creatively coming up with stuff and they want stuff doing, but they also haven't, like we're also known as performers to not have money, so we never got the money to put down for those kind of things. So hence why I'm thinking now about how to like kind of branch out into like corporate kind of stuff more, so and help build a portfolio as well, and just more money in that, basically.
Yeah
that's what I'm trying to do towards. But
it's good, man. It's good, man. It's as I say, you gotta
takes time, innit?
And you got to treat yourself like a business, because that just gives you more opportunities in this this country than if you're not. Basically,
you gotta sell yourself, and you gotta
sell yourself.
Fake that shit until you make that shit. I very much believe in that. To be fair, fake it until you make it.
Fake it till you make it is important, especially when it comes to. That's part of the reason why the Faversham Fringe thing is happening. It's like, well, no one said I couldn't, and
no one can tell you can't do anything anyway.
Yeah. And it's going to be a fucking pain in the ass, but I think it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, all the things worth doing. Like just in life, I've always said that anything worth doing or worth having takes a lot of work generally. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And as we know, like, we can do, like, when it comes to just performing, you can perform like over hundreds of times in that, but every time you're still going to shit yourself when you go on stage.
Yeah.
So if you wait until something doesn't seem scary, it's never going to happen, probably.
To be honest, weirdly, I always found if I wasn't feeling nervous before a gig, that's the one I'd be shit on.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't got that weird nervous energy that makes you do extra things. And it's always like a haze, isn't it, when you perform weirdly?
Yeah. I remember that last one we did where it was you, me, and various other people in Kidderminster.
Yeah,
that one was really good, but it's like it was so nerve-wracking getting back on that stage, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It was like, oh fuck.
Was that? Yeah, actually, you just done the first one back like I had the Bush, wasn't it? Before that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we'd done the same day on the Bush as well. That is That was badass as well, man.
You know, I felt really good in that Kidderminster gig though for some reason.
Yeah.
I was just feeling it that day. I felt sweet.
Yeah. In the vibe. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I think it was because of the people surrounding us as well. It was just like more like a group hangout as well. It was just people I hadn't seen for a bit of time. Most of the people I knew.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And what was I going to say? Yeah, no. While I was doing it, Alex Plant came up to me and said, "Yeah, you were great. You looked like you were really composed." And I was like, "Really?" Because I swear to God, I was shaking my goddamn tits. I was like, "Yeah." I think we all were. You know. And that's the thing, man. While you're up there, you may look composed as shit, but on the inside, you're like,
yeah. You don't realize how like you always have this idea in your mind of like how you're coming across, but you always hear different in the times when you do get feedback.
Yeah.
So it makes you think about that in general. It's like you could always think like when you're having like unconfident times, like you may think a certain way, but it's like apparently you don't come across that way. So
yeah. Although
kind of
weirdly,
nice when you realize that.
Yeah, Kidderminster was one of those ones where I weirdly didn't sort of just shut down entirely. Like normally when I was going on stage, like before lockdown and stuff like that, it was almost like you'd have the thing go down. It's like visor down, no longer in control. Watch Nathan do the show. But for some reason at Kidderminster, I felt a little bit more like present at the same time. I'm not sure why that was necessarily.
Yes, I remember Leanne mentioning one thing specifically that she thought you was nervous because you went very quiet before you went up. Just before you went up on stage, you just went very quiet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he can talk. I was like, no, he can talk. He's just in the zone now.
Yeah. I got to get in the headspace. Yeah, that's it. Totally.
Yeah, same.
Like every time I've done it before, like people will probably think I'm quite weird, but I like every single time I've gone to a gig, if I'm not on the first set of it, I'll wander around in like the beer garden or something like that and just whisper the set back to myself. So I look like a fucking psycho, but I don't care because like I'm getting it sorted in my head.
I think everyone does that. Like Doug went off doing that when we was at that gig in particular, for example.
Yeah.
I know Luke has like a little Luke man has like a little thing he does. He goes up and listens to like a song or something every time before his set. And does other stuff, but I don't know if the other thing is necessarily, but it's what he does at the same time. We all know.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that, and I still have envy for those people that can just get high and go on stage, for example. Not that we were talking about that just, of course, but there's people that can. No, the people that can do that though. You know, geez.
I might know. It you know, King Leo might. I don't know. Seeing as essentially the idea for King Leo is I'm just going to walk on the stage with some vague ideas and see what happens.
Yeah, man, it could work very well. I mean, it's it's the voice alone that will do most of it.
Yeah, hopefully. And that's the thing. Like I can lean on things a bit more. It's like if someone's taking the piss, I can be like, I can have you beheaded, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if they're not being a dick, you can say that anyway. So you made a slight sound. I can have you beheaded.
Yeah.
I noticed before we get into the proper topic. I noticed something on the last episode of Loki that you might find interesting. Did you know the Polybius popped up in it?
Oh, awesome!
Yeah, man. When they went to the void, which was like this, where everything's sent when it gets like. Have you seen any of it or?
No, I haven't seen any of it yet. Yeah, no.
Certain things happen and like they can get sent to this one place, and you find out in like the fifth episode it's the void, and like there's loads of stuff from the end of time that's there, and in
just
the Maya Loki bit there's a few different games, and one of them is Polybius just there.
That's fucking genius. Oh, I love it. Oh,
quickly, I suppose you should explain what Polybius is to anyone who doesn't know. They haven't watched an amazing episode we did, however many back.
A mind control arcade game. Appeared in multiple arcades all over America and was linked to MK Ultra and various things like that. It was supposedly, supposedly an attempt to program people's minds without them being aware and things like that. And it was very addictive in the way it played, and people would just continuously play it for days and days and days. Oh, fucking. God damn it. I love the story of Polybius, man. It's so good.
It is a cool story. I can't remember exactly how much I really bought into it, but at the same time, I don't know, those pictures and stuff under at the same time, no.
That's the thing. Yeah, there are pictures of the cabinets and things like that, but it's like you could potentially put a cabinet together. It's one of those ones where it's like you can't really say it's true, but at the same time, like there's certain bits of it that sound very realistic and like link quite well to other known things that the CIA have done.
And you can't really disprove them at the same time. If you can't prove them, you can't disprove them at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, that, funny enough, leads very well into the main topic of today's podcast. Because today we are going to be looking at the amount to be determined yet, depending on how the time runs. But X amount of things supposedly hidden in the Vatican Secret Archives.
Oh, this is going to be brilliant.
Some weird stuff, some normal stuff, some silly stuff, some believable stuff, and some not so believable stuff. The really unbelievable stuff I didn't bother including though, because it wasn't that interesting as well.
Yeah. Ow.
So then, I mean, the Vatican Archive, we're going to basically become a talking and living, breathing Dan Brown novel in a moment.
Yes.
The Vatican Secret Archives, though, were founded in 1611 by Pope Paul V, an ultra-secret collection of the Church's oldest and most important documents and artifacts.
Including their porn mags.
Very few are ever granted access to the archives, and even then their exposure is limited to specific items they request to look at. The problem is with that, though, there's no list of the items that are in there, and you're not allowed to browse either. So you have to know what item you want to look at to then ask to look at it, and then you're only allowed to look at that thing.
Yeah, okay.
So you can never really, it's impossible to know what is there if you don't know it's already there, basically, you know.
Yeah, I'd quite like to just walk up to them and just say random shit and see what they come back with. I'd like a golden slinky dog, please. He just turns up half an hour later.
It's unreal, like the ridiculously small amount of people they get to go in there, though, and you need to jump through so many hoops to get in there, get like written approval. It's just crazy. Robert Langdon would have never got in there. That's the only thing that's unbelievable about the Dan Brown novels. That's the only thing.
The only thing,
the only thing.
There's that bit where a monk or a priest who was who was a priest despite being attractive enough to look like Ewan McGregor. Because let's be honest, most priests aren't really attractive dudes. Let's be honest, there's a reason why they became priests.
And they're not really keeping up with the trends either, let's be fair.
No. But there was a moment in one of those films where a priest gets his hands on antimatter.
Yeah.
And he's planning on blowing up the Vatican with antimatter.
And the worst part is, it's even more. The film is a lot more dialed back than what happens in the book. Much more dialed back. Much more.
Fucking hell.
And the crazy thing is as well.
It's that Stuart Lee joke as well, isn't it? That one where he just reads off the thing. The bad man hit me in my nice face.
I haven't got a clue what that is, but
it's a direct quote from one of the books.
Most people don't realise though that Angels and Demons was actually the first book in the series, and Da Vinci Code was the second one. Even though the film's the other way around.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't even know if they try to portray it as the other way around, because it's just kind of it's ambiguous in the books too. Because I read them first in that order. I read Da Vinci Code and then Angels and Demons, and then the others, and then realised after reading all the other ones, then found out they were in the wrong order, and I still didn't realise while reading them. So it's pretty ambiguous.
Yeah. It sort of seems to run a bit by like procedural TV logic then, where every episode basically ends in roughly the same way, so you never can be quite sure.
Yeah, basically. Some of it's just not written very well, but you know.
Yeah, almost, isn't it?
But so obviously from all that kind of stuff at the Vatican archives, with a few people, the way they go about it all, there's plenty of rumors about what is in there, rumors about what could be in there, and mainly coming from
of destiny. That's one.
That is not one that's on here, but we can have a look. We can have a look at some bit more outlandish ones afterwards, though.
Yeah. That one's so mad. It's fucking insane, that one. Yeah, anyway, so continue.
I mean, what do you know of that? Because I don't really know. I know what the Spirit of Destiny is. It's the thing that stabbed Jesus while he was on the cross.
The Spirit of Destiny is the thing that killed Jesus, and supposedly it's like it has the ability to kill like the Antichrist or Jesus or something like that. One of the two.
Well, it definitely had the ability to kill Jesus.
Yeah. But I think that might be why it's able to kill the Antichrist, like it's an anti-Jesus thing.
Well, I mean, Jesus was just a guy, so why should the Antichrist be any different? So yeah, the Spirit of Destiny can kill him, just like any other spear. There's gonna be a lot of this, me getting annoyed by religious stuff during.
There's so much stupidity, especially with the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah. Not even ignoring like the stuff they believe, like from this book that they just found, but even the stuff they've done since then, and we will get into that, believe me. But first of all, funnily enough, it's something you already mentioned. The first thing that is supposedly housed at the Secret Archives of the Vatican is the world's largest porn collection. Yep. So
what? How did I get that right?
God knows. There's a Copenhagen museum called the Vatican where the initial ones are claimed that the Vatican has the largest porn collection in the world, but other high-profile academics have also agreed with it. There's no physical evidence to back it up, but in regards to what they've released, like from it, because there's been things they have released. So there's none of that, but there's very, very few things that the majority of people that have gone into the archives agree that they've seen. Very few things. One thing that pretty much all of them agree that they've seen just lying about, maybe because there was just so much of it, was pornographic material. There's thousands of volumes, apparently. There's paintings, there's statues, sculptures, everything you can imagine.
Why?
Well, for instance, just in case you're wondering why, one tiny example, in the 16th century, a student of Raphael was commissioned to paint 16 frescoes in a cardinal's private bathroom. I did have his name, I didn't bother writing it down, I couldn't pronounce it. Each was showing a different sex position in complete and full-on detail. Extremely graphic detail, very, very, very much so.
Okay.
The only reason we know this is because which is great, even back then, you can't make like a sex tape or sex pictures. You could do even back then, we've had it leak into the public because someone got in there and took chalk sketchings of all the pictures of all the frescoes and released them to the public, and it even got included in this pamphlet. There was like a public porn pamphlet in Rome.
Oh, fucking hell. The thing is,
the creator got jailed for it.
Yeah, it's such a Catholic thing to do. To be like, oh, there's porn, naughty porn, terrible porn. You shouldn't be watching any of the porn. Oh, what should we do with our porn? Give us all the porn, and then we will decide what to do with it. Oh, you're going to destroy the porn? No, we're just going to put it somewhere where you'll never find it. And neither will we. Wink, wink.
Ignore the sticky pages on the thousands of volumes. Apparently they get all their porn from the internet now, though, so they have upgraded a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? I mean, and considering the kind of things they're into, you'd kind of hope they've got themselves a VPN. Otherwise, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Kiss my donkey. I kiss my ass as if I come.
Kiss my ass.
That's
I don't know that.
Do you kiss my ass? Kiss my donkey? See, kiss my donkey, kiss my ass. There's a picture of a donkey's ass on it. Cartoon, not literal. We're not savages, you know, like the Vatican Church. But yeah, so biggest collection of porn, and a lot of people have seen this. It's just all over the shop, apparently. It's everywhere.
Goddamn. That's so motherfucking Catholic. That is so goddamn Catholic.
When you imagine it started, you know, a lot of this would have started with the Romans and all that, obviously. A lot of this stuff, like a lot of the artifacts would have started from there onwards, I imagine, because of Jesus and all that stuff. Jeebus.
Jesus.
For anyone that doesn't know.
Jesus Christopherson, as he's also officially called.
That's great. It makes Jesus sound like he's an office worker. I should put a character in a sitcom with that. That should be
Jesus Christopherson. Yeah.
Oh, you could blatantly be like the Messiah reborn.
Yeah.
There's at least an episode.
Oh, yeah, just one episode, and it's like everyone's talking about it. It's like, have you seen the new guy? What, the guy who looks like Jesus? Yeah, right. Like weirdly like Jesus.
There's a guy who's blatantly a serial killer in it as well, so maybe they can have like an apocalyptic fight at the end. That'd be a perfect way to end it.
That's genius. I love it.
Oh my god, it's happening. The Goths versus the Christians.
Is it one of the ones where it's going to be like fairly normal and fairly in the real world, or are you just going to let yourself go fucking crazy?
It'll build, but it's going to be more lean towards like, you know, The Office and Community. Not so much how Community do a lot of special episodes, which is bothering me because I'm only halfway through the second season right now. They do too many special episodes.
Yeah, that never really changes, but it's sort of, it's worth the journey.
Anyway, I'm enjoying the journey.
Really well. Yeah.
I watched most of them. The only one I had to skip was the Christmas one where I was in Arbed's head. I don't know if it actually was. It was stop motion.
Oh, mate, you skipped that one. Oh,
I can't deal with that stop motion shit, man.
Bro, it gets so good. That's that's part of the joke. That's part of what they're taking the piss out of. Like, Jeff is there for the entire thing, like taking the piss.
I'm sure it'd be good if I had I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience to watch, like, I did a podcast the other day, which will be coming out soon, in Your House podcast with Farley, my American scientisty mate.
Nice.
And he was talking about Bob's Burgers and stuff in there and all that kind of stuff. And he was talking to me about it the other day when I was with him, like the other week. Sorry, I just can't get into that kind of stuff anymore. I can't. It's just not my thing. I'm bored of that. I'm bored of Family Guy. Bored of American Dad. Bored of Simpsons. Even I grew up loving the Simpsons, and I'm bored of that now. South Park's the only one I can get down with still.
Yeah, South Park is consistently good. There's I mean, Rick and Morty's good as well. There's Solar Opposites as well, which shoot offshoots of that. That's pretty good.
I can watch Rick and Morty, to be fair, but probably
if you can watch Rick and Morty, but if you can watch Rick and Morty, I definitely suggest watching Solar Opposites as well, because it's by the same guy, Justin Roiland, but it's like a completely different twist on his style. Like, it's a group of 4 aliens who come from a planet that exploded, and they're living on Earth to sort of grow their alien pupa. And like a tiny little baby alien of them, which is going to eventually grow up and take over the entire world. And it's so good, man. It's so fucking good. They do so much weird shit in it. Like, they have one bit where there's a group of people who are all infected with a virus, which is making them go like full on crazy zombie mode. And they have weapons that heal people with nanomachines. So they just start hacking people in two, and then suddenly stop becoming zombies. It's the weirdest thing. Like, this guy is standing there as a zombie. The guy comes up behind him, grabs him, and just sort of cuts his throat slowly like that across it. And then the guy just suddenly wakes up again and goes, "Oh, thanks, man." He goes, "Yeah, no problem."
That sounds a lot.
Yeah. If you feel like you're getting bored of your comedy, that's a good place to go. There's Final Space as well, but to be honest, that one never really grabbed me as much as
that. Yeah. I'm just not that into it. I like having a sitcom, and I like having something a bit more full on to watch that I watch slowly. Like at the moment, I'm rewatching Fringe. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, you'd like Fringe. Fringe is very good. It's all about fringe or pseudoscience. Like these experiments that this one guy did like 20 odd years before, and he's been in a mental asylum for like 17 years, and he's just a great character. They bring him back out, and he's like with this police woman, and they meet in the first episode, it's like him, the crazy guy, his son, who's like kind of his like carer now, and the police woman, and they're like a team working against like pseudoscience cases, like these crazy things that have been going on, and they've been brought in by this department.
So it sounds a bit X-Files-y almost.
It is kind of X-Files-y, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
In the second episode, there's this. It's to do with like this thing that they developed, like a serum to like grow soldiers, but it's like being put in this one person that it shouldn't have been in or something. Again, someone's been keeping him alive the whole time, but he accidentally impregnates the prostitute at the beginning because he's also a serial killer. But he accidentally impregnates the prostitute at the beginning, and she, in the space of about 10 minutes, goes for, well, maybe about 5 minutes to be fair. The time it took to get from the hotel room and him throw her in the car and get to the hospital, she'd gone from not being pregnant to being full term. So the pain and all that, it blood. And then while getting her into the hospital and trying to sort out the baby, it grew to the point that it killed her from the inside. And then they got the baby out, and it was still growing in their hands. And then like 40 minutes later, by the time these police people got there, the baby had actually died from natural causes, from old age, because he'd grown to be an old man in that time. And it was just
Fucking hell.
Old man covered in like birthing stuff just on the floor with an umbilical cord hanging from him.
That's so fucked, man.
Good program though, really good.
Yeah, yeah.
The character's just
I love
great.
that.
So the actual character himself, the mental dude, he's just a great character. He'll go from like saying random ass shit to saying stuff where you're like, oh, you're a real dickhead, aren't you? Or you used to be a dickhead, and then you feel sorry for him, and then you're laughing at him again. Just a great actor.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds really good. I have to watch it.
Highly advise it. I'm getting very off topic now, though. Number 2, in the secret crazy things hidden in the Vatican, details of Jesus's bloodline. So this is the idea.
Did he bang Mary Magdalene? Is that the...
This is the idea, yeah. Because I didn't realize this, but I heard it before, but I'd forgotten until I read it again today. That generally speaking, not much is known between like his young life when he was born and all that, to his early 30s when he was doing all the miracles and getting crucified and all that, which was like when he was 33 or something in that region.
And
the huge gap missing.
There are chunks that exist in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are, hidden all over the place. But certain sections of that include bits where Jesus talks with the dragons. I shit you not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what that actually means.
Well, there's a reason why they cut it out of the Bible, basically, is because people were like, dragons? No.
Yeah, the rest of it's believable, but dragons, that's too far.
Yeah.
Something that actually kind of looks like something
has
that used
some
to live
physical
on the planet.
representation. Yeah. That's impossible. But a big guy in the sky who's invisible making shit happen, 100% real.
It's great though when you talk about it, because I was talking about like evolution in general with my mate the other day, the goth dude, and we were saying just how badly designed people are anyway. Like, the idea
they're awful.
We're so badly designed.
Yeah. If God made people, he was fucking terrible at it. Our eyes fall apart. We literally get cancer from the thing that keeps us alive in the sky. Our hair falls out randomly. Our teeth can shatter on like the simplest of foods.
And then you're not even looking at childbirth there as well, like up until we had hospitals and all the stuff we have now, it was regular for people to die during childbirth, for the kids to die during childbirth, and even when they are born properly, you still can't do a fucking thing for like 3 years. Yeah, and even then you can't,
because your brain's not growing. For like your brain is taking all of your nutrients because you've got like min-maxed intelligence as a species.
Jeremy Clarkson can help birth a sheep, and that sheep is walking 20 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah, human
That-
baby, vump, on the floor.
Yeah, we're terrible. We are a terrible
We're
species.
shit. We're
So
so shit.
we're definitely
As I say,
very
sorry.
expertly designed. Definitely we were designed
Yeah,
with one
and
idea.
this is the ultimate thing as well. This is the big key, is that when you stand up, you are revealing all of your major organs to anything that wants to attack you. No other creature does that. All of them are hunched over, because if you're attacking something from the front, you're attacking big chunky metal chunk of shoulder, big chunky chunk of shoulder. If you're a human, it's like chunk the squidgy bit in the center where all the liver and the organs are. I'll take that, thank you very much.
You can see why we evolved with that though, because when we started getting erectus, as they say, I'm guessing the more we did it was because we were having less and less need to protect, because there was less natural predators for us, because we just kind of hunted everything, didn't we, after a certain point?
Yeah, well, yeah, and we had tools and
We
things.
became the top
As
of
I
the
say,
food chain. Yeah, it was actually the more we got. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say though, we min-maxed intelligence. That's what we did. Do you know what min-maxing is in a
No.
game? It's basically, you go in a computer game, okay, what do I want my build to be? I want to be a wizard, and to do that, I need intelligence and I don't know, willpower or something like that. And so you put all of your points in that and nothing else. Nothing else matters, only that. And human beings have basically gone, I don't care about strength, I don't care about survivability, I don't care about poison, I don't care about anything. Just intelligence, all intelligence, nothing but intelligence. And even then, Carl, we still have people who are like, I don't want to take a vaccine because I think it might be deadly, even though thousands and millions of people have taken them and it's fine.
I had literally a discussion with someone the other day, someone that I liked, and then I found out he's like we kind of not a support worker, but like it's shared accommodation where I live, so we have to all of us have to talk to the person. And he was really cool. He's still nice and all, but I just found out he's an idiot, that's all. Because he thinks that pandemics can't happen until after 800 years, and everyone he's known has took the vaccine. No, he's known a few people that took the vaccine that died straight after it, apparently. And someone that he knew. The only thing that made any sense from everything he said was something about someone that he knew that died, and it fudged up the numbers because he had COVID. He didn't have COVID, but he just had the vaccine, but then he died from cancer. And they put that he died from COVID on there. I was like, yeah, that's them being dicky, fudging up the numbers. But it doesn't mean it was died from the vaccine. He could have just it's just saddening to hear that these people exist so much.
Yeah,
but at least it's go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so I've got a friend at work who's very much that, and I've sort of said to him on a couple of occasions, like, I don't know if I trust everything that the government's doing in this situation at this stage, because they seem to be pointless and irresponsible on one hand, and then completely and totally draconian on the other hand. And it's sort of, to me, it does seem like there is probably a governmental thing of trying to take advantage of the situation. But I still think COVID is definitely a thing that exists. I still think that the vaccine is the only realistic way out of this solution, or out of this situation. Sorry, it's the only solution to the situation.
I think most people agree that, because we're already getting to the point where they've announced it now. Yeah. For England. So I think most people agree with that. It's just you're just noticing the few now that don't. But apparently going by the numbers, I guess the amount that aren't up for taking the vaccine or don't or whatever aren't going to, or the things like that, hopefully is quite a small number then.
Yeah, the sad thing is that I know various people who I've talked to about it, and it's like I've talked to people who are like, oh yeah, well I could get the vaccine now, but I'm not sure I want it. It's like, go get the vaccine. I'm like, oh, but should I though? And I was like, yes, you should, because of this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, but maybe, but I'm not sure. And it's like, but this is so dumb.
Yeah, it is.
Just to be like, I'm not sure, I'm unsure, so no, is so dumb in this situation to say, okay, I don't want to because I morally have a reason not to, or because I think the science says this. I can kind of understand if you've got like
You've
a
done your own
solid thing
research.
in your head. Yeah. But
You're
if
not
you're just
just
going, shrug, I don't know. But no, that's just, fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Yeah, too many people do it in general with most things, but this kind of thing is just really dumb. And it's like we said before, it's just like loads of people have just suddenly decided not to trust the government on one thing. There's been plenty of reasons not to trust the government in the past. Plenty of things that should have like gone against. This is not the one. Don't be choosing this one. You want someone to actually go against the fact that I learned the other day.
They're releasing the lockdown. That's something to go against. It's a stupid fucking plan because no one's going to pay attention to the fucking rules.
Well, I mean, the only reason like that though is because the numbers should be coming down from the sounds of it. Then I mean,
they're going up.
Well,
They
always
have been going up.
This is one thing that bothers me. Like when they always say like the infection numbers are going up. So well, of course they're going up. They're never going to go down. Like they're never going to go down. That would make no sense. Every time there's a new person, it's another number going up.
Oh no, it's the current concurrent infection rate. So that will go up and down.
Oh,
it's
in
not
regards
the amount of people
to how
that
many?
have always been. Yeah. So the amount of people
have got it?
in hospital who have it is increasing drastically. And the reason why is
But less
because
severe, though,
everyone is
isn't
at the but it's because everyone's at the fucking pub, bouncing around, screaming and hugging each other when the fucking football's on the fucking go.
Yeah. Is it actually supposed to be higher than now the infection rate? So didn't realise that.
Yeah, it's gone up. Yeah.
It's
gone up by quite a bit as well. It's gone up by a lot in comparison. It's back to where like January levels almost.
I'd like to see what the figures are in regards to like what age groups it is that are in there more, whether it's people that have
it's
had
actually younger this time. It's younger this time.
That makes more sense.
More, yeah.
People that maybe haven't had the jab as much or haven't had both because we were obviously the last ones.
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying.
Yeah. And people that I reckon more younger people are the ones that are probably refusing it as well, even though they make out in the news and that all these younger people are very cool about it. But some of the ones I've talked to, some of the people I've seen, it's the younger ones that are a bit dumb. Shockingly, the younger people are dumb.
It's this thing where no one bothered to pay attention in biology class, and then they wonder why they don't understand basic things like how science and vaccine work. You know,
I tried to explain to that guy about why they were able to do this vaccine so quickly because of the whole new mRNA one. But at the same time, the news and the government should be making that point as well. There's so much more information they could give out that would back up and take away some of these feelings.
But I think enough people are out there now screaming fake news and what is it, like thought police and shit like that. Oh, I'm so sick of seeing that shit.
Yeah, I just ignore that shit,
I'm
man.
so sick of seeing that. Yeah, it never ends now. And a lot of the time it's for stuff that isn't even thought police shit. Like sometimes you'll see people like, I can't call someone a fucking arsehole to their face. It's this, that, and this. No, you're just being a prick. Don't be a fucking prick. It's a social contract
with not being
with being an arsehole. Yeah, it's like there was this thing recently where there was like some guy did a tweet online and it was just kind of racist. It wasn't funny, it was just kind of racist. And the people going like, oh well, you can't take a joke anymore. Yeah, because it's not funny. It's not a fucking joke, man. It wasn't even like there was no build up to it. It was just this vaguely racist statement. There's nothing to it. Like
just for the shock factor, and it is normally, if anything.
Yeah. And I just, it's.
There's ways you can use racism in humor, because I think that's something that they do a lot, quite smartly in like sitcoms and that, because you can explain it away, like, and you're kind of showing the situation that an idiot might use it in, hence why you can include it and it works.
Yeah. Because like, there's one comedian. Yeah, there's one comedian, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Jimmy Carr or something like that. But he was like, "There's one group of people I hate, and it's got a G. It's got G. The letters are G, I, N, E, and R. And that's right. It's gingers."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just say Niger. I get it more than I was trying to like put it together in my head. It was like scrabbling in my head, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I love the South Park episode of that when there's like it's like N space GGERS, and it's like the one.
No. N-word guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like people that annoy you is like, I think I know it, but I don't think I should say it.
Yeah. It's naggers.
Yeah. He just says it with such passion though in that moment. It's great.
That fucking episode, man. Jesus Christ. You'd never get away with it now. Like even South Park couldn't do that one now.
I do only think I've ever known them to actually agree to censor in their entire run, from what I remember, is when they had a picture of Muhammad on.
Muhammad, yeah.
And
even then they took the piss.
Yeah, which is perfect way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's like,
we can't draw a picture of him and he's permanently censored. Then Tom Cruise will be trying to take his power of censorship away from him to use it on himself. Genius.
Fucking ridiculous. That is the true epitome of trying everything. Like we talk about Michael Jackson and stuff. Like that is the epitome of doing everything you can to protect the paedophile. That is.
Yeah.
We'll even let a drawing be done of him. Jesus. Not Jesus. Muhammad.
And he was, by legal current standards, a pedophile.
Every fucking standard, surely, God. Even back then, I don't understand how they could look at that and be like, oh, he's just married to a 9-year-old. That's normal.
Yeah, no.
30, whatever years old. But, so Jesus' lineage anyway, then. Forgot about that.
Yes. Yeah, fucking hell. We've been off sidetracking for a while.
Right. I might take the one over anyway because it just doesn't really make that much sense. Where is that one? Yeah. And one of the other ones is a bit meh. But this is there's not really that much you can say about this anyway, though, because apparently there is supposed to be evidence in there, once again, that people have seen and reported, that supposed to be evidence showing that of his specific descendants. But at the same time, it doesn't really work because basic, like ancestry, like the idea is you'd be related to everyone. Everyone now would be related to Jesus in a sense.
After a certain amount of time, because of the Genghis Khan thing. Yeah.
It's just like, because apparently there's something here, like if you trace your ancestry back 20 generations, would turn up 600,000 to 1 million ancestors or people of relation in general. Yeah,
because after a certain amount of time, you're related to Charlemagne and fucking
just
Genghis Khan, as I say, and Jesus, and
sadly Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. That is the most stupid fucking story in the world.
Well, it is the stupidest one, considering they're the only two around, and then they have children, but then those children, and then those children, and then it's like, you need to wear the mark of evil for everyone in the land to see. Well, what other people in the land? You said there wasn't anyone else?
Yeah, there's no one else there. And, like, what's happened? Has everyone just banged each other? Like, have you banged your mum over and over and over again? Is that what happened, Cain? Is that what you did? Is that what you did, Cain?
If it's just generations and generations of incest, maybe that's why we've eventually, become this mess of how badly designed we are, because we are just the product of generations of incest.
Yeah.
It would explain a lot.
Oh man!
But so the Vatican apparently would be hiding this if they did have this evidence, because it would nullify the Vatican essentially and the Pope himself. They're saying, because it would no longer be the best choice for a middleman between God and the people, because they'd have Jesus's child there, which it's all just silly. It's all just silliness.
That is so dumb.
Yeah. But the logic, they're trying to find logic in something that was illogical to begin with, so.
Yeah, I know.
Bit of a better one.
Okay.
So, a bit of a better one. Have you ever heard of the third secret of Fatima? No, it's one that I had vaguely heard of a little bit. You might know the story a bit. In 1917, there were 3 shepherd children from Fatima, Portugal, that received 3 visions of the Virgin Mary. and they were each known as the Three Secrets of Fatima. There's a whole story.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole story behind it in regards to how it happened and the crowd that saw it. I think a crowd went afterwards and saw something too. Some whole thing. It was put as a miracle eventually. I would have included more details, but I just didn't care, to be honest.
I respect that. I respect that. That's
Thank you. So the first and second in general concerned the nature of hell and the forthcoming rise of communist Russia. She said the famines, wars, mistakes of Russia and all that kind of stuff would come to pass if her warnings remain unheeded. And I guess they did, from the sounds of the person that was reporting this, before all that stuff started, I guess, to Russia are bad things. Makes sense.
Yeah, Russia do bad things all the time. They probably deserved it. It's fine.
1917, I think that was just after the First World War, wasn't it? Or was that before? Was that after? I don't know.
It might have been during.
Anyway,
I think World War One ended 1918. What did it start? 1918.
Actually, weirdly enough, we're talking about the First World War. It's during the Second World War that those first two secrets were actually made public. So maybe they would keep along with the pattern. They were like, "Oh, there's another war going on. We might as well give them a little bit more information." I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like the Marvel of back in the day, just tricking out little bits of information to distract.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It feels almost like we need something to draw people back in. It's been a nasty time with wars and shit. What will give people a little bit of hope, a little bit of respect, a little bit? Let's show them some magical shit. Let's call it magical. Let's call it fucking beautiful. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll make people.
It's quite funny
like
though.
Come back.
They waited like 20 odd years or something to like essentially make sure the prediction was right before they made it public, which is kind of funny.
Fucking bastards.
The third secret though was not made public. It was instead sealed in an envelope and given to Bishop of Lorraine in 1941, who placed it in the Vatican Secret Archives. In 1959, the envelope was brought to Pope John the 23rd. However, he was also said to have had a change of heart and didn't read it in the end and put it back. I call bullshit on that. I don't believe that he didn't read it. He read it and he just wanted to be like, no, I'm a good Pope. I didn't read it. No, I'm great.
Yeah, I am the finest Pope.
And considering what apparently it said as well, I can see why he was just like, no, fuck that. Am I agreeing to that?
What did it say?
We'll get there in a moment. In 1965,
what did it say? Sorry.
Pope Paul VI was the first to officially read the prophecy, but never made the contents of it public. It was actually John Paul II who was the next to read it in 81, following an assassination attempt on his life. I guess he wanted to treat himself after almost dying, you know.
Yeah, fuck it.
He kept it secret from the public when he read it. However, he did instantly consecrate the earth to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, which fuck knows what that means, but apparently it meant that what he read was some, oh shit, what's going on here? Bless the floor. I'm guessing it's all that when they go on the floor and do the...
I'm guessing so. That's so weird.
YMCA.
I just remember it from the Austin Powers: spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
I always do the Rey Mysterio version now. I go, I don't know why. I don't even do either version. I'm not religious at all, but
yeah, neither am I.
Even though I have a giant cross on the side of my stomach. But there we go.
Are you the Antichrist, Carl?
Little bit. I've always liked the cross thing, even though I had it done even way after knowing that it's not even the proper symbol they used to use back there. They weren't even shaped like that. The majority of crucifixions were done upside down anyway, let alone the shape was wrong to begin with too.
Yeah, also they never did the crosses because if you hammer nails into someone's flesh from that angle, it just kind of rips through their flesh and they fall off. In fact, during that time, there was basically zero use of crucifixion when Jesus was supposed to be around. Like, it didn't happen then.
And it also went against Roman law that anyone crucified or any of that would be buried or anything, or put in a tomb, or having their graving marks at all. And he was put in a tomb and all this, apparently, So
yeah,
there's something else later on.
None of it makes sense. Sorry.
There's something else. No, there's something else later on that kind of goes with what we're talking about there, but it kind of in general goes with it. Yeah. Kind of. I was just thinking about another part of it in the same thing that kind of works with it too, which might make a bit more sense. I might do that in a second because it goes together.
Nice.
Where are we? Probably that. Okay, yeah. So in 2000, Pope John Paul II told the public what the Third Secret of Fatima said. According to him, the prophecy told of an apocalyptic battle between good and evil, and the Pope would figure centrally in it, be like a general, basically. There is a description of the vision that can be read online, but many refuse to believe that this is the actual complete and true version of the Third Secret.
Yeah, obviously.
Even much so, one of those people, for example, was Pope Benedict XVI, who implied in 2010 that the real Third Secret of Fatima has yet to be revealed to the public, despite the fact that the Vatican argue he didn't mean that, even though he said exactly that.
Yeah. Oh,
so, I forget which one Benedict was, whether he was the German one or not.
Yeah, Benedict's the German one. Or is he the one that we've got now?
2010? No, we haven't had one from 2010. 11 years, that's a long time for a Pope to last.
Yeah, it's got to be the German one.
Yeah.
So I'm ripping something off the bottom of my sheet.
Okay. Okay, so this is the other one I was going to say then, that kind of fits into what are you ripping off?
It's a bit of cloth that's been annoying me for years, and I've had enough of it.
I want to go. You know what? I'm going to go quickly grab my.
Be gone with your foul pieces of cloth.
I am being gone. I'm going to go grab my vape juice in the other room. I left it. And I keep. That's what I've been looking for all around while I've been doing this, for any other bottles with bits in anywhere, but there's nothing. So 1 moment.
It's okay, Carl. I'll entertain the people. Well, I'll entertain the people. It's been a very lackadaisical one. It's still boiling. It's too hot. I don't see the point of being too hot. Like, it's this thing where, like, if people like too hot, you can take shit off, but only to a certain level. Like, once you start bollock naked, you can't really take your bollocks off, can you? If you could take your bollocks off, it would probably be quite painful as well. So, not worth doing. But if it's too cold, you can always put clothing on. This is the thing. Like, at one point, I saw a BuzzFeed article that was talking about women and being like, but it's sexist for it to be cold in offices. And it's like, okay, fair play. If women are colder naturally than men, that's fine. But you do realize it's a lot easier for you to put a jumper on than it is for Jerry down on the next cubicle to get down to his boxers and then wander over to you and say, have you got the files there, love? Like, no one's really going to take him seriously or want to see the outline of his scrotum through his Spider-Man underoos. Like, you're not really there for that, are you? You're not. As much as you want to be, I'm sure, because it sounds like a laugh riot. But, just let it be cold, okay? Stop the global warming because it's too hot, and I don't want it to be hot anymore, so we need to cool it.
I'm not going to lie. I would be there for that.
Yeah.
Jerry in his boxers, I'll be there for that. Spider-Man,
to be fair,
little tidy whities. I wasn't listening.
He was, yeah.
With a little bit of web shot on the end.
Yeah, he was an ex-Mr. Universe. So to be fair, like you'd be in safe hands.
Mr. Universe, hell yeah! Stick your hands as well. I imagine he's Spider-Man as well now. Like, he just has to be actually Spider-Man now.
Oh yeah,
It's the only thing that makes sense now.
That's what makes him his money. He does it on the side. Like, he's got the office job, but then at the weekends he goes out and does spidergrams at like kids' birthdays and shit. He's the guy who knocked himself out in that one video where he tried to do a flip. It's really cool.
I haven't seen it, but it sounds amazing. I saw the. Funny enough with what we're talking about, I saw the Pope meet Spider-Man not that long ago.
Oh shit! No, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fucking weird, man.
It was actually a thing that happened.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I'm looking forward to
We
the
really
new-
do. We do live in what is essentially just a joke universe, don't we? Like, we are the
We really
novelty
do.
toy of universes.
Yeah, wholeheartedly. I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very apt description of us as a
Yeah.
species because we're just terrible. Terrible and crap.
Oh
Right then.
shit.
So I'll quickly go through this one because I remember the detail was a bit weird. Another thing that's reportedly in the Vatican is proof that Jesus wasn't crucified. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what we was just talking about. There's not really that much proof from what I've seen here, apart from a document that's supposed to exist but hasn't actually been seen. But the idea is that it's believed by some that there was proof in there. What I just said, sorry. It's believed that it would have made sense for the Romans to keep him alive, despite the pressure to kill him from everyone opposed to it. But apparently it would have made sense to keep him alive because he advised all of his followers to pay taxes to the Romans. So money always talks. Apparently Jesus was able to strike a deal where it was agreed that the best solution was to fake his execution via crucifixion. So what they apparently did was they would drug him to make him appear dead on the cross, and once they had taken, I don't know what that means. It's my own writing as well. They would drug him to make him appear dead while on the cross, and to do that, they would administer it via a wet sponge because it was actually a thing they did. They'd get a wet sponge on a giant pole and quench the prisoners first to prolong the suffering and all that. Make them live that little bit longer.
Pleasant.
Yeah, lovely, really.
Yeah.
And that's where they would have given him the drugs, and that would have made him seem as though his heart rate come down, make him seem as though he was dead, and then they would bring him down and put him in his tomb, etc. Like we said a second ago, a lot of the other stuff just doesn't make sense anyway. A lot of the real evidence that we know of from now just doesn't really work with how he apparently was killed.
Yeah, no, it doesn't add up at all. Not only that, like, the thing about his birth is like, oh yeah, on this day Jesus Christ was there, and there was a what do you call it? A census. Never was. There was no census at that time in the Roman Empire at all. Didn't happen.
And like, I suppose that would go against just a lot more than what I was going to say. What I thought you was going to say then was just the fact of how like the constellations were different, and it couldn't have been like because of the placement of the stars and that. It couldn't have been on the 25th of December like everyone likes to think it is. It would have actually been in like March or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was put for that though because of the whole sun god thing, the summer or winter equinox, whichever one it is, was winter solstice, whatever it is.
It all comes from
sun god thing. Pagan.
Yeah, there was Horus who came before him who had lots of similar things, as being known as the truth, the way, the light, the lamb, all that kind of shit. Was supposedly born to a virgin mother again, all this kind of stuff. There was another one as well before him who was like the Sumerian religion who used all the same tropes again. And it's like, this is the thing, like the Jesus myth isn't just in Christianity. No. It is in loads of religions that predated Christianity by a very long way.
Yeah.
Like
it's in Islam.
Islam is actually the youngest of the three Abrahamic traditions. It's Judaism is the oldest, then Christianity, then Islam.
I learned a bit about, I forgot what it's called now. A really old one that was like got a lot of its stuff from the Christianity got a lot of its stuff from. It was the one that Freddie Mercury was weirdly following, but it's still being followed today. It was from like Cyrus the Great kind of times back that far ago, like old Egyptian pharaohs and that. And I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, but with this thing as well, though, that's supposed to be a document, and the person that's supposed to have found it was some priest in a church. He talked about it to different people. They hadn't seen it. All of a sudden, he just stopped talking about it with people, and he just suddenly came into a lot of money. almost as if he was bought off by the Vatican. It's the idea, you know. And one thing that does actually go in that gives this a bit of credence is that he did change a few things and he updated the church and stuff when he had this money. One of the things he did was he put in this new kind of painting, which was like a copy of a painting that already existed, but it was just slightly different. And what it was of his disciples carrying his body to the tomb. Which is like a known thing, but apparently something to do with the stars and the moon shows it was Passover. And apparently one thing the Jews who his disciples were can't do on Passover is carry a dead body. They can't touch a dead body. But they're carrying his apparent dead body to this tomb. And he said, and it's believed that the only thing he could have meant by that painting is he wasn't dead. You know, it's like he's trying to tell you still without telling you.
That's quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's
which of what? Okay, I've got two other ones that I'm going to do, I think, with this, because there's one that's very interesting in regards to what we were talking about last week, essentially, and one that's just a bit crazy. And I'm going to just tell you about the bit of a silly one first, because it's very fringy science and it's very Futurama too.
I like it.
Have you ever heard of the chronovisor?
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yeah, because it's in Futurama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know there's something like it in Futurama. So
yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking of. That's literally what I'm thinking of. Is that kind of thing? I just thought that's what they called it because you mentioned Futurama. I was like, yeah, I remember that episode.
It might be. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it's called something very similar, because you know, like it's one of the satirical programs again. You know, could have based it on this definitely. But this is something that apparently exists in the Vatican Secret Archives.
Oh no, shit! I know where I heard this from. My friend told me about it recently, and he suggested it as a way to get a plot point into my my sketch show. Sorry, continue. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that that could definitely work.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, then it's this bit here was started with Father Pellegrino Anetti, who died in 1992. He was the kind of first one to make a point about it. I think he was one of the designers. He claimed to have seen the ancient Roman senator Cicero in 63 BC, and he and his team also claimed to have seen others give speeches, including Napoleon and Jesus at the Last Supper. Also claimed to have checked out the crucifixion of the latter, which probably didn't happen. So, we're not in the way. Well, to be fair, it sounds like they faked it, so maybe it did happen in a way, and that's why there was a bit of weirdness around it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not going to put much faith in this anyway.
No, it doesn't sound like solid evidence.
No, because as you know, then this is apparently done via a device called the chronovisor, which is a little handheld thing that you would use like a TV, and you could view any event from history.
Now, the weird thing is, it does sort of sound vaguely similar to like Joseph Smith's like hat shit. You know, it was like, oh, I look into the thing and I see the future, and it's the Book of Nephi. It's exactly the same thing, except on a grander scale of it's also time travel.
Apparently, this thing could actually record images, though. But I don't know why they bother even making that point, because there isn't an example of any. But allegedly, anyway, the device was invented, like I said, it was designed by him, I think, or he was just the one using it. It didn't really make this point, but it was also designed in part as well by Enrico Fermi, who developed the first ever nuclear reactor, and Werner von Braun, who helped create the first space rockets. Was he the NASA guy?
Yeah, he was the guy who got taken over because he was working with the Nazis quite a lot.
Yeah, but then he came over with paperclip and that, So apparently it was a joint effort by them lot. The timing's a bit weird here. And he could also record images, apparently. A photo did eventually emerge in an Italian magazine in 1972 of Jesus Christ, Jeebus himself, a photo of the fella came out in 1972, and also a transcript of the lost play Festus in its original Latin.
Okay, if I believe that about as much as I believe it when a man kicks me in the bollocks and then says to me, "Sorry, mate, didn't see you there." Bullshit. Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be such a funny thing to do. That's sitcom worthy as well, right there.
There is, yeah. Well, bam! Sorry, mate, didn't see you there.
I still didn't see you.
You have my permission to give my character that.
Oh, that could work so well. Or the person that you tackle, he could do it to the manager. Actually, no, he's going to depend the manager, I think. Oh, I'm getting. Stop putting my ideas onto the internet after he's gone through the stages of grief, because it's cool. It's going to be a good show, guys. Look forward to it. Anyway. Yeah, so there was this transcript and that, and obviously the thing is it could never be verified because it's a lost play, so there's nothing to back to you could never check it out. It turned out that the photo of Christ was actually a plaster cast from a statue of Christ in a church, or like an engraving, a copy, you know.
Of course it was.
But at least the photo was never claimed to be real by the creator. He actually said his device wasn't capable of showing such details that were seen on the photo, and which is weird because it's not that detailed of a photo. It's in black and white, and it's like almost like threshold, if you know what I mean, when you're doing stuff on Photoshop. It's terrible. So like, what could you see in that case then?
To me, it's sounding a bit like they maybe had something that sort of stained something a particular color, and then they'd be like, "Oh, it's the Jesus picture. Look, you can see Jesus."
It's like the visual version of listening into a seashell and actually thinking you can hear the sea.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, and like when you see Jesus in dog buttholes.
Yeah, on toast. Apparently couldn't do close-ups. It only worked with long shots and stuff. But the reason that we haven't seen it now, because there might be secretly one still in the secret archives, is the idea and the plans and all that. But technically it's not there because Pope Pius XII and Mussolini destroyed all the evidence of the device, as it was believed it would pose a threat to the secrecy of society going forward. I don't know.
Oh my god, I have no respect for people who believe this.
I know. Most of that, God knows, I have no idea where the fourth pattern came from. This is just stuff that's actually believed.
Yeah. But there's people like David Icke out there, and there's always another level of conspiracy theorist. There's always someone who's like, "No, man, you don't understand. It's all about the crickets."
But the beautiful thing about conspiracies, though, is you can get some of the last ones we've looked at. Like, what was that one, last one especially, and some of the others that seem crazy. Some of them seem like they have some level of truth to them as well. Like, something that can sort of, you go, "Oh, well, I could understand the logical line that took you there." Yeah. Or like some of the ones that have a bit more to them, but there's no real evidence. But then there's some that just seem fucking obvious. Everything points the same way. And that's what we're going to get into now for our last one.
Ooh.
This is a story of, I think we just mentioned him actually, of Pope Pius XII, the Pope who helped Hitler, aka Hitler's Pope. Yeah, so
that's a sitcom right there.
You ever seen that? There was a sitcom of Hitler. Yeah, that existed. I think it was in the 70s. It was done, or the 80s, something like that. A sitcom of Hitler. I think the idea was he had escaped the war and he was living in an apartment.
Hang the fuck on. Hang the fuck on.
I think he might have been living opposite a black guy as well, or something.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
Hi, honey. Yeah.
Oh my god! Wow!
I'm shocked you didn't know that
Wow!
existed.
Cancelled after one episode.
Oh wow! Forgot about that.
Oh
was the year it was done?
shit! Sorry?
Did it say what year it was?
Yeah, 1990 apparently. Not
Oh,
even
wow.
that late. I was born when this came out, probably. Yeah, 30th of September 1990. I was born when this existed.
Oh, you're older than me. I forget you're older than me.
Yeah. I hate being old.
You're older than me. That's all.
Oh my god.
It's amazing, isn't it?
This is insane.
I need to. Does it say anything about what the storyline was for that episode?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to. This is a whole. This is.
You need to watch it and report back, I think.
Oh, mate. Okay. Oh shit.
Are you getting ready to read it or something?
No, I've just got the synopsis. Carl, it's so much worse. He wasn't coming back. It's in Berlin, 1938. Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun have a love-hate relationship with their Jewish neighbors in this bizarre spoof of 50s American sitcoms.
Oh, it was even worse then. I was being nice when I thought that it was a black neighbor. It was even worse.
Oh
Jewish
my
neighbor.
god.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mate, you have made me you have made me so happy. Here's some user reviews because these are incredible.
Go on, Len. Go on.
Sorry. Okay, just what simply has this is the title. This is the title. Simply has no laughs, bite, wit, or point. Poor taste is neither here nor there without these factors to justify it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wretched, unfunny, tries too hard. 10 out of 10, Heil comic genius.
Yeah, so people got to love it. I would love to watch it and see if it's actually good and it was cancelled just because of the content of it, or if it was just bad all around, you know.
We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do a special. We're going to have to do a Heil Hitler, Heil Honey I'm Home fucking special.
I can't imagine there's much in the way of copyright with that. So you could even do like a reaction video to.
Oh no! Yeah, no one is going to claim that. No one is going to claim that shit.
You'd have thought not. Let's want to keep it quiet, maybe. Maybe we find out like BBC owns it or something.
Oh, I'm sure someone owns it, but they're not going to claim it. There's no way they claim it.
As long as we keep their name off it. Then I don't
there are 7 on-aired episodes. There's 7 on-aired episodes of this shit.
Imagine the plot points that would have been going on. We're talking about like our ideas for sitcoms and that. And God, what? Wow. Might have to do a special where it goes back to an episode.
I've got it. Carl, I've got it.
An episode of your program where they get really high and they suddenly have flashbacks and they think they're in Heil Hitler.
It's better than that. It's better than that. We do a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That actually would be amazing. I mean, you totally have to play Hitler, though. You have to get the voice out.
Oh, I'm down. Yeah, it would be absolutely fine. There would be nothing wrong with this.
You have to get the mannerisms and stuff. Do everything.
Yeah,
that'd be like a one, like you said as well, where you'd have like a few different a few different actors and that, and then you just have a few different parts for each one.
Yeah.
I think I'd enjoy doing a few different parts for that one.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, I don't know how many parts there would be in that fucking program we're saying now. Like there might only be like
there's got to be at least 4 because it's Hitler and
the Jewish family.
And the Jewish family, yeah, man.
Maybe I'll be Ava Braun, actually. I'm about as attractive as I imagine Ava Braun was, so. Actually, yeah, I'm all over that, actually. I'm Ava Braun.
Yeah, okay, we're sorted, we're locked in. It's going to be a fucking great show.
You guys just saw how all the ideas come together. You just saw it happen right then.
Yeah, you saw movie magic occur. This
Yeah.
is going to be the start of something incredible.
Online YouTube TV magic, at least, anyway. So
Oh,
the last one then, which got us into this, which still kind of keys in with still what we're talking about.
oh dear.
So he was known as Hitler Pope for good reason. Many believed he was a Nazi sympathizer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Pope Pius XII, and a supporter of the Nazi Party during the Second World War. It is true that Pope Pius never actually publicly condemned Hitler's actions, but the Vatican obviously enthusiastically argued that he was always against the Nazis. We're going to jump from both points here, like both points of view, and then get to the actual bit at the end, which kind of points it one way, really, to be honest.
Yeah. He's
According to the Vatican, he circulated pamphlets in Germany condemning Nazism from a Christian standpoint and saved over 800,000 Jewish people from extermination in Eastern Europe. One point later on is there's not a lot of evidence in regards to what they were doing, but there's definitely no evidence from what I've seen of any of this.
Yeah.
And what was I mean, that's the main thing you're going to do against Nazis is hand out some pamphlets. Okay.
Don't be Nazi.
I mean, those people, the German people, like, you know, they've been brainwashed for years by this point. Understandably, why they were so angry as well after leaving World War One, with how they were fucked over in their country and in super debt, which is why they were looked after World War Two. You know, to look after people to make sure it wouldn't happen again. And obviously, you can stop all that with some fucking pamphlets. So, like, graphic designers are the Mother Teresa's of nowadays. Fuck's sake.
What?
That's why graphic designers are the Mother Teresa's of nowadays, because you can do everything. You can save the world with creating a leaflet.
Yeah.
Little logo, some information on there. What you should and shouldn't do when it comes to genocide.
Yeah, I just got caught up on the idea that I whenever I hear Mother Teresa, I instantly assume horrendous evil bitch.
Yeah, I forgot that during saying that. All the way, like Gandhi as well. He used to, you know, did a lot of nice stuff.
Oh, he's a racist motherfucker. Yeah, he was so racist.
I didn't know about that. I just knew more about the lying naked and grinding up against young women.
Oh, dude, there's like entire chunks of Gandhi's diary that is like, oh yeah, there should be freedom for the Indian people, but not those black people. Like literally, except he doesn't say it as nicely as I do.
I thought you were going to say like he was racist towards white people, because one thing we've learned, our opinions don't matter. People can't be hateful towards us.
Yeah, no, he didn't care that much about white people on a race level. He just thought we were stupid and ignorant. But black people,
that might be true, but you know.
Yeah. But black people he actively thought were subhuman. He was a very racist person.
I never realised that.
Yeah, very, very racist.
I do notice that is kind of changing a bit more now, that it's like, you know, white people's like opinion when they have hateful stuff said to them and stuff, that opinion is listened to a bit more now. But I think one of the bad things that make it happen is the whole cancel culture. Someone said it to me the other day and I saw something and it made perfect sense. It's like essentially just a lot of white people getting really angry. That's what cancel culture is. Just white people getting really angry on behalf of everyone else.
Yeah, and usually on behalf of people who don't want that. They're like, I don't care.
Yeah. It's like there's so many, like, you know, psychological things that can go into that. It's like, is that because, as like I said, you know, like generally throughout like the last few decades, you know, we're not listened to as much for understandable reasons, but is that then why they get angry and then have started this speaking out for everyone else and stuff, you know, because they feel like they just want to, or do they really feel like they need to protect everyone else? I just love trying to understand the psychology of cancel culture, and every time I can't figure it out. No,
it's also weird as well, because in the vast majority of cases, the cancellation, as they call it, it's never really a cancellation. I mean, it
used to be more so. It doesn't stick as much now, at least.
Yeah, but that's because of the degree of the crimes involved. Again, like at the start of it, it was Bill Cosby and Weinstein and people like
Yeah.
Bill Cosby's out now. That's
I
fucking
know, yeah.
insane.
Did you see him coming out of like whatever building it was, and the first thing he did when he was walking out, saw the cameras like, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, God, man, you have no shame, do you, dude?
Hey, I was gonna get my pudding pop.
I did a long way from before I went in there, and then I went into prison and I got raped a lot more myself, as I know what it's like. But now I'm back out of prison, and I'm gonna be going, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. Would you like a Jello pudding pop? Don't worry about the flavor in the middle. You'll be fine and asleep in a few minutes.
But the thing is, I've never really heard much of Bill Cosby, and the only impersonations the only thing I have to base an impersonation on him is listening to other people impersonate him.
Yeah, same. Yeah. But have you ever seen that clip that they showed on H3 a few times, where it's like
I don't watch that.
That's fine. But there was a Bill Cosby bit that they showed where it's literally him talking to someone else, like scripted, to his wife in it, and he's going like, you know why everyone is acting all loosey goosey after the barbecue, and she's like, what why, and he's like, it's because of my barbecue sauce. I slip a little something into the barbecue sauce and it makes everybody get a little hippy dippy.
His wife's like weirdly going along
weirdly,
with him still,
yeah,
like defensive of him, and it's not like something pointed out. I think we might have been on Bad Friends. They pointed out that it's not even for the money, because she could have got the money way before all this. You know, with everything when he was put in prison and that, she could have got everything then. You know, it just literally seems like she actually believes she's in denial about it all. You know.
Yeah, it's the same with some of the people. Yeah.
So,
it's the same with some of the people he worked with as well. Like some of the people on the show are like, "Oh no, he was an absolute saint to me. He never did anything to me." It's like, yeah, he never did anything to you because you would have been able to call him on his shit.
Yeah,
he did stuff to people who were like, you know.
Are you talking about those people defending him? Those people are defending him now, saying he didn't do it.
Okay. Because these are the people who were on the show with him. And they're like, oh no, he was fine. And it's like, yeah, because you were his regular co-stars, like. The people who came in randomly, like for day players and shit, they would get raped by a dude.
Yeah, I guarantee you exactly what that is.
Sake.
They don't want to admit that they should have seen it or that it is true, because then they're admitting that they should have seen it, and if they had, then they would have stopped all these people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this idea,
they feel complicit in it.
Yeah. Which, you know, you would. Because when you first started saying that, I thought you were going to say about how they were saying they didn't know about it. But obviously, you know, I can completely understand how you could hide it from, you know, other people. Like even Lost Prophets, like with that guy, I can understand how he could have hidden it from the band as well. But when it comes to like your partner, it's a bit different then.
Yeah,
there's always some stuff. Was it
every time I remember
Ian
that
Watkins.
dude, it's fucking that fucking piece of fucking human sputum.
Got the wrong Ian Watkins, mate. You really ought to know. You just said you're sorry to a dirty paedophile. Because I don't know if you know this. There's a song from Kunter and the Gang, something like that. He's talking about you've got the wrong Ian Watkins, mate, because it was getting a load of hate speech, a load of hate comments on Facebook, but the guy from Steps, his actual name is Ian Watkins.
Watkins, yeah.
Oh no, Ian Watkins, mate. You really ought to tell. You just said you're sorry to a dirty paedophile. But yeah, anyway, so the Popey man.
Yes.
So he did all the pamphlets and all that.
Pius the fuckball.
Pius the fuckball, exactly. It is known he had various meetings with Hitler, but it is unknown what was said, of course, during those. Some say he collaborated the ongoing war effort and Nazi party takeover in general, but Vatican.
There's rumours that he helped organise the fucking Holocaust. There's rumours of that.
Yep. Later on, he does make a point that apparently he did know about the Holocaust before. At the very least, he did know about the Holocaust beforehand and didn't do anything to stop it, which it seemed like he was in his back pocket, so why would he have? Because he apparently this is the stuff that's apparently actually in the Secret Archives. I'm going a bit forward now. There's also apparently proof that he was just a racist dude in regards to Jewish people more so than anything, and black people as well, actually.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in the Catholic Church, especially with the Jewish thing, because they were like, "Oh, well, you killed Jesus." It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this is the thing with religion as well. It always just enables people to hold grudges for shit that they should not be holding grudges for.
Do you want to hear what I think is hilarious? The Vatican argued that he had all these meetings with Hitler because what he was actually doing was, rather than saying he was trying to meet him to try and talk him out of it or do peace talks or something like that, something you could buy.
Yeah, that's the normal assumption you make. Yeah.
But what they actually said was, no, what he was doing was holding Hitler to account for his ongoing crimes.
Well, so he's just shouting at Hitler? No.
Well, surely holding him to account, that would mean, because you're the Pope, you back then as well, like, this is why it was such a big thing, like what they're saying, it meant a lot whether he was helping or not helping, because he, and it seemed like he obviously was helping because of how easily he was able to take over all these places in Europe, because still back then the Pope was arguably the most influential person in Europe. He just was. He had these huge people following him. So he's there talking to Hitler, and if he didn't want to arrest him, he couldn't. If you're going to be held accountable for these war crimes that are ongoing, you can't be held accountable if you're leaving the building afterwards and just carrying on and coming back for another natter and leaving again.
That's the thing as well. It's like, I just don't see in my head any way where the Pope is going to walk in and start shouting at Jesus like, Jesus, start shouting at Hitler like,
Jesus, that would be a thing to say.
That'd be amazing.
But, fuck you! You give me all these rules. All I ever wanted to do was have sex with someone, and I can't.
That's the thing. Like,
why he was Italian?
The Italian guy climbing in, like, you are Hitler. You are a very bad man. You should not be doing this. You are a bad man, Hitler. A bad man. And then Hitler just goes, I slap in your face, and then hits him around the face again. Oh, you know what? I'm terribly sorry. This is all going to be over for like a week, and then you can come back again, have a little chat to me, and stop it again.
You can see a giant tank at the same time too.
Yeah.
So this was apparently
getting stoned in a tank.
That'd be amazing. So apparently from a Nazi perspective, though, Pope Pius was said to have been seen as a Jew-loving enemy of the Nazi Party that was actively wanted for capture and imprisonment. To me, it seems like this was just more misinformation. Or the question was Pope Pius just a victim of a smear campaign and never a Nazi sympathizer at all? Apparently, there were two main points that relate to this. Number one, the Vatican are still refusing to supply any evidence or crucial documents that we know exist from their Holocaust era activities. So no documents or anything saying what they were doing during that time. So like you said, whether they were actually helping the Holocaust along, whether they allowed or were helping him plan it or just ignoring it but letting it go on but knew about it, you know.
It's almost as if someone's removed all of the files from war crimes and fear of repercussions. Almost that, isn't it, Carl?
These could still be there, but you know, we'd never know.
No.
This is the idea that everything there's like copies of everything still in there and that, but it's like, even if they did exist at any point, who's to say they would still exist now, like you said, realistically, you know. So there's that, and two, those that have already seen the documents state that they do. So apparently there's people that have seen some of the documents. So I forgot about this part, and they say that the ones they have seen do prove that Pope Pius was indeed helping Hitler and the Nazi regime. There's quite a few of them actually that have seen bits, but one that I thought was quite interesting was a dude called John Cornwell. He was a respected academic and Catholic. He was allowed permission to the documents referring to this time and just in general. Obviously, we don't know exactly what ones, because he was initially planning to actually prove that Pope Pius XII was innocent. It was all a smear campaign. He didn't do any of it. However, he very quickly came across various documents that undeniably proved his guilt, and he was in fact assisting and supporting Hitler and the Nazi regime in general. It included documents to prove that he was racist and hated black people and Jews, and specifically refused to help them with the Holocaust, etc., stuff like that. Like we're saying, this is some of the stuff he listed off. It also proved he deliberately halted and hindered the resistance to the Nazi Party by the Catholic Church in general as much as possible, which would be a big reason as to why, like we said earlier, they were able to rise so quickly over the whole of Europe, because realistically, there's no evidence of, like the stuff that the Catholic Church was doing. But if they were doing anything other than helping the Nazis, they would have been helping the Allies or doing something and doing a lot more, because it was a lot more prevalent back then. They were much louder of a thing. There was no internet back then. There was no YouTube to drive things. The Catholic Church was the main driving force.
It's also a problem that you see quite regularly with religious people, that religious people are far more likely to be like extremist and fascist.
Yeah.
Like they just are, unfortunately, especially extreme religion, like in religions in Christians in America and stuff like that. They're just
it makes perfect sense when you think about it, because they're all being based on things that like were from archaic times essentially compared to now.
Yeah,
and you can evolve them and update them as much as you want, but they're still the same thing at the beginning. And like I said, once you evolve and update them, at what point does it stop being that original religion and becomes a new religion then? And that spurs on the people that wanted to be like the old religion still, and we go back even further to the older times when it was even more archaic, more extremist.
I think if you want to worship anything, worship the sun. That's where literally all life comes from. If we didn't have the sun, we'd have no energy. The earth would be a lifeless husk.
Even then, it's just the life that comes from. Even then, it's just that this galaxy's life.
Yeah.
Or this solar system's life, I suppose. Not even just this galaxy, is it? There's other suns and that.
Yeah.
Other solar systems in this galaxy.
God, I am sweating my tits off. Jesus.
Yeah, same, man. It is really warm. That is the general end of that stuff, though. But I mean, I buy that with the Pope, though. I do buy that he was helping the Hitler and the Nazis.
100% yeah.
I completely buy it, because a lack of evidence of what he was doing, a lack of any noise or any real like stories of anything that went on with the Vatican or the Catholic Church during that whole war effort and that in the Second World War. It's like, if there's no evidence and no stories and we don't really know anything, that's because generally history is written by the winners. So, and you know what I mean? If they were doing stuff with the Allies, if they were doing good stuff, we'd know about it.
Yeah,
they apparently did nothing.
No.
For like 7 years or whatever it was. If they apparently did nothing for that whole time, and there's a good chance that the stuff they were doing, they just don't want to admit to.
Yeah, the Catholic Church are xenophobic, racist, bigoted, self-important, lying pieces of shit.
With a weirdly high number of paedophiles.
Yeah, ridiculously high number of paedophiles.
And quite a high crime rate in the Vatican, in this country, the Vatican City, supposedly. People don't realise it. It's quite a high crime rate, considering how many people there are in regards to how many people that actually live there, in regards to the size of it too and all that.
Well, I imagine it's like all the tourists turn up and then criminals turn up and just steal shit off them in the Vatican.
Yeah, and it's got like a super high death rate compared to birth rate as well.
Yeah, that's not great.
Makes sense though when you think about it, because the people who are there are religious and
they're all like 70 or 80. Yeah.
There's not a lot of people being born in the Vatican City.
No.
It'd be a very weird thing. I mean, they don't even have women, do they? Still in the Catholic Church, like in the no cardinal women, which is crazy, because they're now okay. Like, they've accepted gay people and stuff, and it's just crazy they accept.
But they haven't actually accepted them. Yeah, they're like, oh well, you're still committing sins and you will go to hell, but it's no worse than like stealing shit, so you're okay.
Cool. So I can go out and steal stuff then, and I'm on the same level. I'm okay being on the same level as a gay dude in the Christian's eyes. That's cool. I'll go steal stuff from church.
Yeah, if you steal a TV, you are essentially just as good as a gay man.
I steal it from the church, at least, though. You do the right thing, steal it from the church.
Yeah. Oh man, and those people have got so much fucking money and like treasures and paintings and like Nazi gold, straight up Nazi gold, and lots of it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Apparently, there's a lot of like Nazi, like, it's one thing I've heard as well before, and that keys in even more to like, because they would have been paying them something, most definitely.
Oh yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, they were getting their kickbacks. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. People seem to think that, like the popes and that were just always been these like lovely leaders of just wanting the best of people. They were essentially more like kings and more like presidents, or not even more like presidents, like kind of like a general of an army, even.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it, there was a lot of wars that, they had an actual army of like all this.
Well,
kind
that's
of
the thing,
stuff,
wasn't it?
back in the day.
Essentially, a pope was back in the day like one of the few ways that a relatively like normal man could get some degree of power, because you could go and rise your ranks through the Catholic Church and become pope, as opposed to anywhere else where it was like you are a king or you're not.
Yeah. You rise through cardinals and all that, and then you get voted in. Some of the stuff they do when like. I did know it all at one point, because I've always had such a fascination with all this stuff. I did know the whole process in regards to what happens, like when the Pope dies, but there's just tiny little things, like they can't officially confirm him dead. They do all the modern stuff now, but they can't officially confirm him dead until they hit him on the head a couple of times with this little hammer, and he doesn't react. Yeah, and the random shit they do, like when they put in conclave, where they all. When they're put in conclave where they all have to like decide on a new pope, they're locked in there for days. They just have to stay there and come up with it. And to make sure no one leaves, rather than just lock the door like a normal thing or just have a camera up like modern times, they make essentially a giant wax seal on the front of the door like you have in letters.
Oh yeah.
That's where the seal, one of the things.
And then they're locked in until they make the decision about who they want it to be. Yeah.
And they have to make white smoke and stuff.
Yeah, that's so fucking weird.
The stories as well. Like at one point as well, there was 3 popes at once, because there was 2 different Vaticans and one had 2. Because the one we have now is Vatican II. Vatican I was something else originally from a different. Yeah, it's a whole thing when you actually read all the things. I can't even remember. I just remember that was a thing.
Yeah, this shit is all just, again, more and more reason why religion is just a pointless, stupid exercise.
It's super convoluted, man. Everything is so convoluted in here.
If you want to believe in something, believe in something for yourself. Come up with an idea that you think is good or that resonates with you, and believe that shit. But don't go listening to some moron who's never had a lick of actual life experience in their entire existence, never been married, never had relationships, never worked a real job, never had to support a family, never had to fucking, do any of the difficult shit that people have to deal with in their own lives.
Actually, yeah.
They just live these,
think of it like that.
They live these secluded lives of like, oh, it's perfect and perfection. Of course, these stupid pricks think that you can just pull out and not jizz in your fucking like wife or husband or whatever. In your home. Yeah. No, but like these fucking morons who have literally no idea how the real world works. Like
the pull-out technique, or as I like to call it, come on the back technique, works very well.
No, it doesn't. Carl.
Come on the back. Like a painting.
Yeah, and it doesn't work, Carl. You know it doesn't work.
The first time I didn't use it, when I was forced to do the jubbly in the wobbly, then I had the child. Every other time, not so much. No.
Jesus Christ, Carl.
I mean, there was only once before, actually, where I did almost have another wobbly in the jubbly in the wobbly. And
you see, this is the thing. This is the thing, Carl. Because you see, what happens is, Carl, is that when a man gets very excited,
when a man is slightly attracted to a woman,
just make sure you've got one of those goddamn pills and put it in her drink the following day.
That's all they need to do, like for like pregnancy and stuff, help population, all that unplanned pregnancies, all this stuff to keep talking about. Give a pill to a man will remember to take that pill. Takes a pill before sex or every day.
There is a male pill that they did come up with, and they put it out of production because it had a lot of the same effects, negative wise, that the female pill had.
In what sense?
In that it does things, affects your hormones, it affects your choice in sexual partners, it affects all sorts of things like that. Because women who are on the pill do genuinely tend to act and choose different partners to women who are not on the pill?
Well, yeah, it's just they can mess up your hormones, so they can act.
No.
Differently.
There's a really scientific reason for it. It's fascinating. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'm be surprised if it's right for
Okay.
every single one because there's so many different versions of the pill.
No. This is pretty good. So the main way that the usual quote unquote pill that people use, not the one that's the day after, the one that you just
the
use
general
regularly.
one. Yeah,
That
a pill a day
works.
keeps the babies away.
Yeah, that works by simulating the hormone reaction of having pregnancy. So you don't ovulate because your body's going like, I'm already pregnant, I don't need to. Now, the problem with that is that when a woman gets pregnant, her hormones change to the point where she doesn't actually want to spend all that much time around her sexual partner.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, instead, she actually prefers hanging around with her own family, her father, for example. Now, this is because in the brain, when you're normally looking for a partner, your body is doing lots of things. It's detecting smells and sensations and like similarities in the face that you are not picking up on yourself, but you just get the feeling of the emotion from it.
Yeah.
Because essentially your body's scanning someone else and going, they are genetically different to me in a way that I think would make superior offspring. That's what your body is doing.
Yeah,
It's smelling their hormones and their stuff like that and linking it to the way you interpret them, if that makes sense.
In the same way that they say, like, guys are, even when you don't realize it, you're not as attracted to a woman that's on a period or pregnant already. Even if you don't know it, you're not as naturally attracted to them because you can't put a baby in them, basically, and we're just evolved to think like that. Which is why we're so terrible as a species, men.
Yeah. What was I saying?
But with the women when they're on the pill, though, it can change.
When they're on the pill, they, instead of looking for partners that are genetically different to them, try and hang around more with men who are genetically similar to them. So they instead end up in relationships with men that they might not actually be genetically that well suited to. And this is one of the reasons why people think there was a spike in divorces after the pill was introduced as a thing, because people would get on the pill, they'd be on the pill for ages, they'd have a baby, they'd decide to have a baby, the woman would become pregnant, she'd have the kid, they'd get used to having the kid, and then they'd be like, why don't I find you that attractive anymore? Why is the spark just gone? Why don't we just feel that way anymore?
You just basically explained exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me relive that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, that may well be what was happening.
You never know, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
To be honest, though, when you try and put yourself in a position to try and figure out what's going on in a female's head, it is something you're never going to be able to work out. Trust me. I'm sure it's the same for women to guys too, and for guys to guys and women for women. But I feel like women to women could understand each other a little bit more because every woman kind of hates each other, so they understand the hatred to begin with. I don't know what that meant.
I'm sure there's logic there.
Don't try and find any logic there. There wasn't any. Are you looking forward to completely change the subject now? Are you looking forward to what this Sunday, isn't it? I think. Are you going to be watching? Do you know what I'm on about?
Nope.
You don't know what I'm on about?
No, I know what you're on about, but no.
You know what I'm on about.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say the phrase because it's not coming home.
Don't say it. Oh,
because it coming home. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying what particular type of spherical object is supposed to be coming home, but it's not really home because generally that would mean the World Cup, and it's not the World Cup. But let's be fair. The last World Cup, we got to the semi-final. This next big tournament, we've at least gotten to the final. So we're progressing. So even if we get fucked up straight away as soon as this final starts, we should be happy still. I'm preparing to lose. See?
I just don't give a shit.
I'm not
sorry,
into football, as you know.
Yeah, no, I just don't. And the thing is, I think it might just be the World Cup that I care about. I've only ever watched the World Cup. I just don't care, man. And like every single fucking news story is, oh yeah, there's this thing that's happening. Did you know there's football on? No, I had no idea. It's not been plastered across the schedule at all. It's not been every single fucking Facebook post I have read for 2 weeks.
The one thing that has bothered me about the Euro, not so much now, but very much so at the beginning, it was interfering with my Emmerdale, my Coronation Street, my EastEnders. I'm an old person. I enjoy those soaps. I've grown up with them. I'd watch that shit still.
Yeah.
Sit down with my mum happily, 7 o'clock rolls on. Let's get Emmerdale going. Not so much into Hollyoaks. It's a bit of a young man soap for me. But
yeah, Hollyoaks is awful. The only reason I watched Hollyoaks
not very well written at all.
No, terrible. I was told I had to watch a show, a soap opera, and like learn like social things from it for my citizenship class or whatever the fuck.
You have to watch a soap to learn social cues.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh yeah, look that," and like
Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, your teacher or something.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But she was like, "Oh, watch it and like read the storylines and pay attention to the storylines and think about the emotional response and like think about how these themes and subjects are important in the real." Oh, fuck off! It's a soap, and it's like they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah,
do that.
Pick
I like
whichever
how
one
they
you
do
want,"
it.
and I was like, "I pick Hollyoaks because Hollyoaks has big tits, and I don't care about anything else."
But Emmerdale has Romps in the Hay though, regular ones. They had a murder yesterday. That was really badly done because, I mean, bear in mind they've got to do it like in certain ways because they're still not like they're keeping huge gaps in Emmerdale still. So there must be like quite a few months back when they filmed this stuff still. And it was like this one young woman, chasing down this other young woman who was in heels and apparently couldn't figure out if she took her heels off she could run faster. And she really should have because the woman that was chasing her was not so much chasing her, but more walking at the speed of moss, pretty much. Like
Interesting.
She was like an attractive Michael Myers. She was just walking very slowly, and just kept popping up every now and then. And super strong apparently, because they were just there talking at this bridge, and she was grabbed by the throat, went "Hua, hua," and suddenly she was laying down across the bridge, like on the thing, like in one motion. She got her flat, and then just pushed her off this bridge flat like that. And she must have gone flying because she landed it wasn't even that far down. But she landed so far back and sideways too, apparently. Almost like she was perfectly landing on this one bed of rocks.
I would fucking love it. I would love it so much if Emmerdale just had one fucking episode where it's just like, and now someone has superpowers.
Well, someone came back from the dead for the second time, so that kind of works.
Oh, fucking hell.
Kim Tate came back from the dead for the second time. In the same episode, she got murdered. But she didn't get murdered. She faked her death, the silly woman. Silly, smarty woman. Definitely wasn't convoluted at all and didn't make sense and was shocking that the person she was doing it to, that she already knew was trying to kill her, didn't turn around and just kill her because no one else knew and they all thought she was dead anyway. It was really bad. Really bad.
God.
It was not very well done. And they never even tried to explain where they got the... They never even tried to explain where they got the perfect fake police uniforms from and the perfect fake police car and the perfectly fake ambulance, unless she paid them off. And if so, that says a lot. No, they made a point that they were actors, actually. They were all actors. So God knows where they got the cars and ambulances from.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Yeah. Sometimes shit don't make sense, but it's entertaining nonetheless.
I just, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll keep, I'll keep playing computer games endlessly over and over again instead.
I'll keep watching my sitcoms. I think that keeps me sane more than anything. And writing it. I can't wait to present what I'm working on. I know anyone listening, you've heard little mentions of a sitcom. I'm writing a sitcom at the moment. It's almost at the point where we can go and film stuff for at least the first 2 episodes anyway. So it's going to be happening sooner rather than later. I'm not going to rush it still at the same time, though. It's going to be a month until I can even get some of the main equipment I need anyway. But I'm just really looking forward to it. You're not going to get any more information other than that until
Yeah.
closer. But I got In Your House coming first beforehand, and a few more of these too, and some quiz off coming as well. And also, like we said, keep your eye out for KD Creative. I've even looked into how much it will cost as well to get like a professional, because I'm not going to have a premise for the little graphic design company. I'm thinking the best, because I don't see why graphic design companies have buildings. It's just like more seems to be like it's just what they think you should do for shops. You know, you have to have a building. And the only thing is, like, you meet to like maybe go over the idea or to work out the brief a little bit. But you can do that in a coffee shop or something.
Yeah, there's
You know,
no
you go to
real need.
Starbucks.
There's
No.
no real need anymore for big offices and shit like that.
No,
Especially,
no.
all you really need is a website. Realistically,
Yeah.
I need to get myself a website set up.
Keep the overheads down as much as possible, because then the unique selling point can be that you can offer the stuff for cheaper than other people.
Mm-hmm.
Main thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have it running through Facebook mainly still, I think, at the moment. I might do the whole domain, but I just don't know how that works right now. So if I can get it explained to me, then I might do that too.
It's fairly expensive.
Yeah.
Annoyingly.
But the actual professional email itself is not that expensive. For like $3.99 or $2.99 a month, you can get like the basic package, which will basically, I'll have the email address set up as customer.info@kdcreativemedia.co.uk. You know, a little more professional sounding one. That's all I can do for it. Do you have any other any plugs you want to mention while we're at the end now, my man? As we're out? Might as well throw a few more in.
Same again. I mean, just we've got gigs coming up. I'm at Kidderminster on the 15th doing a MC show as King Leopold Bucket IV. I am in the Bush Fest at the Bush.
I suppose we might as well mention that one together now, actually, because we will, as you've already said, we'll be there together for Bush Fest at
together.
Cradley, what is it? Sorry, Hollybush Arts
Heath.
Centre is technically classed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cradley Heath, like you said. You say 7:30 for you?
Yeah, oh no, it's 7 o'clock for me on that one.
7 o'clock for you. 8 for me. We're gonna kill the fucking Sunday. We're gonna rock that last day of Bushfest.
Yeah, man,
hopefully you see the side.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, we're gonna make it fucking fuck. We're gonna be audiographically fucking their ears with laughter.
Yeah, they're gonna not know what hit them.
No, but they'll know what covered them. Be autographical comedic spunkage.
Yes.
Like Spider-Man.
Oh God. Oh, Carl. No.
You ever heard the episode? You ever heard the comic book for Spider-Man where Mary Jane died because she got cancer of the womb because his spunk is radioactive?
No.
That's legitimately happened in the comics.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh,
legitimately happened.
Okay.
That's
ruined everything for me. Yeah. Yeah, the other gig I've got is, of course, Faversham Fringe at
old reception there.
I can't remember the fucking place again.
You're gonna go into the fridge. At least it won't be that hard to break the ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Faversham Fringe at Baltic House, August the 1st at 7:30. Post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse presents an hour of stand-up live with a couple of little sketches and a little music video. And of course, don't forget Post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse itself, which is a one-man sketch show that is available on YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. It's written, directed, and starring me entirely. And it's well worth your time and your effort because it's getting fucking weird. It's getting so much more crazy now. And yeah, Carl needs to rub his nipples about it because
I'm just showing the level of weird. It was 1, and then you said how weird it's gotten. So it's like 2 now. It's up to 2 now.
Yeah, it's double weird. It's double weird now.
I'll get the 3rd one on the go in a minute. I'll grow one. Just
Jesus!
I wish I had a 3rd nipple. I know someone has got
the little nubbin on the go. Oh dear.
I'd love a 3rd nipple. Anyway, yeah.
I think if I wouldn't want a 3rd, I wouldn't be all right with I wouldn't mind 4. I just don't want to be uneven. You know?
Symmetrical. But then would you want them in the middle, like like going along, so it looks like you've got
Oh no, definitely
like
either
a
side.
sentence that's drifting off, or would you want it down?
No, I want them down, so it looks a little bit like I've got multi pecs. You know what I mean? It's like one pec.
Oh
two pec.
yeah, like a dog would have its little nipples going down, or most animals have
Yeah.
nipples in rows going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gigs finished there? Did you go through them all?
That's all for my gigs and for the sketch show, but
Oh yeah. I mean
it's
the
all out there.
gigs I already mentioned. Yeah, we already mentioned the Harley Bush one. The only other one for me then is Glass Eye Comedy, which would be in Ipswich at the Royal George. That'll be on the 6th of August at 8 p.m. My first gig in Ipswich. I'm very much looking forward to it. Should apologise to Ipswich now, but they'll figure it out when I'm down. Now, I'm sure I'll have to apologise for something while I'm there. So probably to the hotel people afterwards.
But fuck those hotel people. That's their job. They deal with the stuff that you leave on the fucking thing. I was listening to This Is Not Happening episode today where Artie Lang, one of the comedians from Mad TV, was talking about that he woke up at one point in a pig suit covered in his own shit in a hotel room. It's like,
all right.
Yeah, okay. Everyone has bad days.
I think I'm going to employ the Norm MacDonald. I think it was Norm MacDonald. It might have been Bert Kreischer, one of them. What they do where they go to a hotel room and because they're bored and they think, oh, people coming to clean the hotel rooms, they're just used to having to come in and clean it. That's probably like, don't have much entertainment in their life. So I'm going to do something for them. And they build like some kind of picture or something funny or do something random with the stuff in the hotel room. So they walk in and there's like a random fake person having sex with a banana or something.
Oh, genius.
Loads of random shit they've done.
Yeah. Fucking genius. I love that. Yeah.
Probably won't.
Get yourself one of those inflatable sex dolls. That's all you need. Get yourself an inflatable sex doll and like attach it via what looks like a noose to a light fitting or something.
Get like a condom with like squirt some like shower gel in it or something.
Yeah.
With a hint of green or something.
Yeah, that's horrendous, but definitely do it.
I'd do some random shit, yeah. Might even get some chocolate pudding and make it look like random shit. Maybe let's just keep away from the disgusting and just go for the pudding. We'll see what mood I'm in. It depends.
To be honest,
I think
if you're going to go with the chocolate pudding, don't be a dick. Don't put it in the carpet or anything that they need to wash.
No.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely like just drop one in the centre of the toilet and then just smush it around a bit with your foot just to make it look like someone's intentionally avoided the toilet.
And I could also get some adult diapers and put some in there. But I could also do it in a way that, I can put like my face print in it so they can come in and see not only does it look like poop in a adult diaper, but there's a face print in the poop in the adult diaper.
Yeah.
I have to take photos and leave like Polaroid photos and leave them on the side, of me with my face in the poop.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's fucking genius.
We need to prepare for this. I'm going to have to do more preparation for that than the actual gig, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And I'm happy to do it now.
Yeah. Oh man. Right. Well, I think that's the madness, isn't it? That's.
This has been a very good mad episode.
Yeah. Oh, it's the heat delirium that's done it. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just 11 o'clock as well. We're kind of perfect for finishing now. Then
that was a nicely timed. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Are you still good to edit this one then?
Yeah, absolutely, my friend.
Okay,
I will take that off your hands for this one.
I'll send over some of the graphics and I'll do the little picture still for it though, and I'll send them over to you probably later on tonight or tomorrow morning, and then just whenever it takes me a while sometimes, so I'm not gonna in any way badger you to get it done quickly or anything.
I'll try and get it done by the end of next week at the latest, because otherwise it's wasting time, But
yeah. And then we can try and do the next one. Just let me know when you're ready for the next one, because it's your topic anyway next time.
Yeah. I'm not sure what one to do next. I might try and get my binder full of shit together to do the great UK cannabis conspiracy. Because
okay, I was going to briefly mention something about that earlier, so maybe it's a good job I didn't now.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested in doing that, because that is such blatant bullshit. It is so fucking clearly bullshit. And yet they still keep peddling it
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
own
have heard a little bit.
They
of
own a
this.
huge amount of fucking medical cannabis, and the person who owns it, or the person who owns it, is a husband to an MP who has regularly voted against medical cannabis because it has no medical value.
Yeah,
even though they're selling it to America for its medical value. So it is just the most hypocritical and blatant conspiracy of the 21st century, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. That'll be a very good one to do. I'll be more than up for chatting about that for a few hours.
Yeah,
100%.
Definitely. Yeah. We'll do that one then. And here's the other thing, Carl. Do you want to do that one in person?
I would very much be up for that, of course.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's the plan then.
We could always do that and then do because you're on about the music video next week. We could always do a few things.
Set that shit up at the same time. That's a good idea. Yeah. I like that. Yep. Okay.
Cool. Okay, we have a plan for next week. Then let me know what day works best for you, and I will plan around that.
Fucking A. Let's do it.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. I will see you soon then, dude.
Yeah. And as for everyone out there, before we forget, because we didn't say it, you got to remember, like Cole didn't, to kill them with comedy.
I didn't.
Cheers, guys. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.